Ukraine has a number of major problems, not least its finances and the value of the Ukrainian ruble, which has fallen to a new low. Also, Ukraine has been dealing for a good 10 years with the problem of corruption in its country, and I have no doubt that Mr. Zelenskyy is focused on this and is going to eradicate it as much as he possibly can. It won't be complete. The problem will go underground, and it's part of the nature of the former Russian states, and it affects everything. When you get stopped by the police in a car, the police expect a bribe in Moscow, in St. Petersburg, and I presume in Kyiv, because it's part of the same mentality. And it's very difficult to wriggle out of that tradition. And that tradition was set up very much in the wake of the fall of the Berlin Wall, the emancipation of the Russian states from the Soviet Union, and the speech by Vladimir Zelenskyy this year on the 25th of July, where he warned government officials and lawmakers that personal enrichment and betrayal will not be tolerated after the arrest of a military recruitment chief on embezzlement charges and an MP who was accused of collaborating with Russia. Yevhen Borisov, was the head of the military recruitment office in Odessa, and he was arrested by the State Bureau of Investigation and the Prosecutor General's office. And the newspaper reported the National Emergency for the Prevention of Corruption said he had illegally acquired more than $5 million through elaborate business schemes. But this is only the icing on a very dirty cake, and I think it's going to be almost impossible to eradicate corruption all the way through Ukraine. But you can't shrug and say it's very difficult, so we won't do it. We make a start. And the same thing is true with the things that we have to do in the UK. We shouldn't be shrugging and saying, oh, it's too difficult to actually deal with. No, we need to make a start, and we need to make a start. I think we should look at President Zelenskyy and think, oh, my goodness, he's in the middle of a war, and he's dealing with the sort of society that he wants after the war. Well, of course he is, because he's got his head screwed on. And we haven't. We're still whinging about Brexit. We need to be creating the society that we want to have tomorrow, rather than messing around with small boats and with nonsense. We need to get things in a proper perspective. I think Mr. Zelenskyy is doing so. I think we are not.